Welcome. Let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're zeroing in on a highly focused, localized topic that breaks down a massive headache for property owners, specifically in the Croydon area. We're going to unpack the core issue of property heating, the escalating hidden risks of aging systems, and the exact solutions out there to fix them. If you own property, manage a building, or rent out spaces, the insights we're covering today are absolutely crucial to your bottom line and your long-term sanity.
The source material actually hooks us right out of the gate with this super direct question, are you looking for boiler installation in Croydon? This establishes our exact geographical focus immediately. And honestly, hyperlocal solutions are fascinating because they tackle specific regional quirks, local supply chains, and housing types that broader national services just completely overlook. If you've been battling heating issues in this specific area, this material is speaking directly to you, targeting local property owners who need immediate, reliable, and accessible answers.
All right, Section 1, the aging boiler problem.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the stark contrast it draws. On one side, we have those daily, grinding frustrations of an aging system. The text specifically calls out a boiler that's old, unreliable, or expensive to repair. You know the feeling, right? It's the creeping anxiety of wondering if the heat is actually going to kick on each morning, the endless service calls that just drain your wallet. But look at the alternative here. The text points out that these creeping issues are actually a massive, flashing warning sign. It says you might need a new boiler before it fails completely. It directly contrasts the ongoing annoyance of minor repairs with the absolute looming threat of a total system failure, which, as any landlord knows, is pretty much a worst-case scenario right in the middle of winter. It transforms a standard maintenance headache into a potential habitability crisis.
Moving right along to Section 2, the Croydon solution.
So who does this actually apply to? The text is very precise about who Landlord Property Certificates helps, arranging installations across a truly massive variety of property types. They cover your standard homes, everyday rental properties, HMOs, which are houses in multiple occupation, flats, and even fully managed buildings. The really crucial takeaway here is the scale of expertise required for all this. I mean, replacing a system in a single-family home is a vastly different beast than managing the high-demand hot water needs of an HMO, where you might have multiple unrelated people all trying to shower at exactly the same time. Whether you're a homeowner just trying to keep the family warm or a professional landlord managing a complex portfolio across Croydon, this solution is built to fit that exact logistical puzzle.
Okay, Section 3, benefits of an upgrade. Let's get into the good stuff.
The text enthusiastically highlights 3 highly specific, positive outcomes of getting a new boiler installed. First, stronger heating. Second, better hot water. And third, more reliable performance. Think back to that contrast we examined a minute ago. With an upgrade, we're directly replacing the unreliability and those mounting expenses of an old system with these 3 core pillars of comfort. You are actively swapping out the daily stress of a potential breakdown for a machine you can actually depend on day in and day out. It completely shifts your stance from playing reactive defense, constantly patching up an old machine, to proactive offense, ensuring your property's infrastructure is modernized and rock solid.
And this quote brilliantly illustrates exactly why those 3 benefits matter so much, especially if you're managing rentals. It notes that this reliable performance is especially important for landlords who need to keep tenants comfortable and properties well-maintained. That right there, that captures the absolute core duty of a landlord. Upgrading a heating system isn't just about swapping out machinery in a cupboard. It's about the actual people living in those spaces. It's about human comfort and safety. Plus, maintaining reliable heat protects the long-term structural integrity of the building itself, stopping issues like dampness and frozen pipes in their tracks. It is literally the definition of proactive property management.
Section 4, the provider pitch. Let's look at why you choose them.
Professional. Listen, when you're dealing with highly regulated utilities like gas lines, volatile water pressure, and fundamental tenant safety, a high standard of professional service isn't a luxury. It is the absolute, non-negotiable baseline requirement.
Reliable. You need a team that shows up exactly when they say they're going to. This is so critical when you're racing the clock to prevent that complete boiler failure we talked about earlier. Trustworthiness has to be a central pillar here.
Simple booking. This is where all the friction just disappears. Let's be real. The process of fixing a failing boiler shouldn't be as stressful as the broken boiler itself. Administrative friction just delays critical maintenance, which obviously increases the risk of a total breakdown. Highlighting a simple booking process shows how easily this massive problem can be resolved without creating a huge, time-consuming headache for a busy property owner.
And finally, booking. Knowing the daily financial drain and risks of an aging system and seeing the clear, tangible benefits of an upgrade,
The real question is, are you prepared to act and secure your property before that old boiler fails completely?